Good morning, students. Today we continue our lecture on chemical bonding. Today's topic is BSc-PR theory, and this is presented by me, Panit Ghatak, your chemistry teacher. So let's begin. Okay. So at first we should know what is BSc-PR theory means. Okay. So what is BSc-PR and what is the full form of that? Okay. So BSc-PR means valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. Okay, so BSc-PR means valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, and we really don't know the what is valence shell electrons. Okay, so electrons present in the valence shell are called the valence shell electrons or valence electrons. Okay, so the number of electrons present in the valence shell, that is the outermost shell, is called the valence electron or valence shell electron. Okay, so valence shell electron pair repulsion, when one electron is being here, one electron pair is being here and other electron pairs is being here. Okay, so there will be, because both of the electrons are negatively charged. Okay, so there will be a negative repulsion because same charge repulse. Okay, so as there is the same charge, there is the two negative charges are interacting with each other, they will repulse each other. Okay, and that is why there will be a repulsion. Okay, so BSc-PR theory is basically a repulsion theory. Repulsion theory of what? Of electron pairs. Okay, so when we talk about the electron pairs, so there are two kinds of electron pairs there. Okay, so what are they? Actually, electron pairs are of two types. Electron pairs are of two types. One is bond pair. Those electrons or those electron pairs or those two electrons who are contributed or who are take part in the bond formation, they are called the bond pair or bonding electron pair. And the other is those electron pairs or those two electrons who doesn't contribute into the bond formation or doesn't participate in the bond formation are called as the lone pair. Okay, so there are two types of electron pairs, that is one is bond pair and other is lone pair. Okay, so apart from that, the BSc-PR theory, that is here, it is a model used to predict the geometry of individual molecules. Okay, so by BSc-PR theory, what can we easily determine or predict the geometry of a molecule or a compound. Okay, so by using the BSc-PR theory, we can easily determine the geometry of an individual molecule or compound. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so according to the BSc-PR theory, that is the valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, it states that if a molecule having a central atom, almost all of the molecule or compound should have a central atom. If the central atom of a molecule doesn't have any lone pair, that is doesn't have any lone pair, then the shape of the molecule depends upon the nature of the hybridization. Okay, so in the next class we will be dealing with the hybridization. Okay, so apart from that, if the central atom of a molecule or compound doesn't have any lone pair in it, then the shape or the geometry of the molecule or compound should depend on the nature of the hybridization. Okay, so if there is no lone pair, there will be no deviation from unity. Okay, so there will be no deviation from the hybridization. Okay, so if there is no lone pair, so the shape of the molecule depends on the hybridization only. So hybridization means sp, sp2, sp3, sp3d or sp2, d2 or sp2, d3. Okay, so all of these are called hybridization. Here I have given a chart based on what you can easily find the structure of the respective molecule as well. For example, here suppose in case of BeCl2, here BeCl2 is sp hybridized, so it will be linear. Similarly, in sp3 hybridized, that is the in CH4, that is the methane is being sp3 hybridized. Methane is sp3 hybridized. Okay, so it will be tetrahedral. So as there is no lone pair in it, methane doesn't have any lone pair, that is CH4 doesn't have any lone pair, because the central atom of methane is C, carbon. Carbon doesn't have any lone pair. That is why it will having the ideal structure, that is the sp3 structure. sp3 determines tetrahedral structure. So as the CH4 doesn't have any lone pair in it, so CH4 will get the ideal structure, that is a tetrahedral structure in it. Okay. And please remember this chart. Okay, so by sp and sp2 and sp3 and all of this, apart from that it is not needed. You can do up to sp3d2. Okay, so up to this you have to remember for which hybridization which structure is gonna placed. Okay, for sp is linear, sp2 is plane triangle or triangle planar, or sp3 tetrahedral, sp3d that is the square planar. Okay, and sp2d that is square planar, and sp3d is trigonal bipyramidal, or trigonal bipyramidal can also be called as TBP, trigonal bipyramidal. Okay, and sp3d2 is octahedral or OH, and similar tetrahedral is also can be called as tetrahedral is called TD. Tetrahedral can also be called as TD. Trigonal bipyramidal can also be called as TBP, and octahedral can also be called as OH. Okay, it is denoted by OH. Okay, so let's move to the second postulate, that is, if the central atom possesses a lone pair, then there will be a deviation from the hybridization. Okay, so according to the hybridization, if suppose here in case of water is sp3 hybridized, but it should be tetrahedral. So the angle between the water molecules, that is OHH, this angle OHH, this angle should be 109 degree 28 minutes. Okay, but as there is oxygen possesses two lone pairs in it, that is why as oxygen possesses two lone pairs, that central atom of water molecule, that is the oxygen, possesses two lone pairs, so there will be a deviation, and the angle and the shape will be deviated from tetrahedral as well. Okay, so remember one thing, the lone pair repulsion, is the strongest, then lone pair bond pair, then the weakest repulsion is bond pair. Okay, and the last thing is by which you can easily determine the bond angle, whose bond angle will be higher and whose bond angle will be lower. You can easily determine that, or you can easily find out that concept by using this concept as well. Okay, so lone pair or lone pair bond pair. LP means lone pair and BP means bond pair. Okay, so lone pair or lone pair bond pair repulsion decreases the bond angle. Lone pair or lone pair bond pair repulsion decreases the bond angle, whereas the bond pair repulsion increases the bond angle. Bond pair increases the bond angle, whereas the lone pair or lone pair decreases the bond angle. Okay, so at first you should know, so which atoms possesses the lone pairs. Okay, so for this I am giving you a chart by which you can easily determine that as well. Okay, so mainly number of lone pairs, there is the lone pairs and atoms. Here are the name of the atoms. Okay, atoms. What are the atoms? Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, ... Okay, so carbon possesses 0 lone pair, nitrogen 1, oxygen 2, and fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine 3. Okay, so carbon possesses 0 lone pair, carbon has no lone pair, nitrogen has 1, oxygen has 2, and fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine has 3. Okay, and remember lone pair or lone pair bond pair decreases the bond angle, bond pair repulsion increases the bond angle. Okay, let's move forward. I have given a example as well. Okay, here you can see in CH4, here in CH4 what happens. CH4, the central atom is C, carbon, and the carbon doesn't have any lone pair, as I have already discussed. So there is no lone pair, so the bond angle should be ideal and the shape will be tetrahedral. Okay, so the shape will be tetrahedral, that is TD, as it is sp3 hybridized. So the shape will be tetrahedral, that is TD, and the bond angle is 109 degree 828 minutes. so the angle and the shape is ideal as well, because there is no lone pair. But when we go for the water molecule, here we can see, here we can see there is two lone pairs. Oxygen has two lone pairs. Okay, so oxygen has two lone pairs. Due to there is two lone pairs, so there will be a deviation, and as these two lone pairs repulse each other, so the bond angle between these two hydrogen will also decrease, because they will push each other out and they will push the bond angle towards inside. That is why this bond angle will get closed up. Okay, that is why the bond angle will get shorter. The bond angle will get shorter or smaller. Okay, that is why it will decrease the bond angle. That is why the bond angle of H2O, although it is also the same sp3 hybridized, so it should be tetrahedral, but it has some diffused or it has deviation from the tetrahedral shape, as well as although the bond angle should be 109 degree 28 minutes, but it has a less bond angle, that is 104 degree, 104.5 degree actually. Okay, so it has decreased bond angle because of the lone pair repulsion. Okay, so that's it for today. If you have any doubt, any kind of doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below. I will be happy to help you, okay, by solving your doubts. Okay, so thank you very much.